The alien girl stood at the edge of the glowing canyon, her arms crossed, watching the human with sharp, curious eyes. Her name was Ilari. Her skin shimmered with soft blue light under the twin moons, and her long silver hair floated gently in the warm wind. She didn't trust humans, not after what they did during the border war. But this young man named Jace was different. Jace was quiet, respectful, and didn't laugh when she showed him old relics from her people. He didn't grab things, he asked first. Still, Ilari couldn't resist teasing him a little. She was bored, and Jace was easy to trick. She pulled open the ancient wooden chest hidden under the stone platform. Dust rose, golden and fine, dancing in the air. Inside was something wrapped in red silk. Jace leaned closer, squinting. "What is it?" he asked. Ilari smirked. "Armor," she said. "From the age of blood. My great-grandmother was a war priestess. She wore it during the Shadow Invasion." "Can I see it?" Jace asked. "Not just see it," Ilari said, eyes gleaming. "Wear it. Come on, I dare you." Jace hesitated. "Won't that be disrespectful?" "Only if you scream like a baby when it locks around you," she teased. He grinned nervously. "Okay, fine." He knelt and slowly unwrapped the red silk. The armor was black and silver, made of strange metal that seemed to breathe. It looked too elegant to be strong, too light to be real. And yet, as he touched it, something deep inside the ground hummed. Ilari didn't notice. She was laughing. "You look like a lost lizard," she said when he strapped the chest plate on. "Maybe it'll fit better if you take off your..." But then the armor pulsed out, not glowed. Pulsed out. It expanded, reshaped, clicked into place around Jace's body like it had been waiting. The chest plate lit up with a deep blue mark neither of them had ever seen before. His eyes widened, so did hers. "Ilari?" he said, voice shaking. "What's happening?" Her smile vanished. "Take it off," she whispered. "Take it off now." Jace pulled at the chest piece. It didn't move. He grabbed the shoulder guards. He tried to tear off the arm bracers, but they hissed and sealed tighter. "It's not coming off," he said. The air around them grew heavy. The wind stopped. The glowing stones in the canyon dimmed. Even the trees nearby bent slightly away from him, like they were afraid. Ilari stepped back, her eyes now wide with fear. "This armor, it's not just a relic," she said. "It's a key." "A key to what?" Jace asked before she could answer. The ground beneath them shook. A hidden circle of stones around the canyon rim began to glow with the same deep blue light that now pulsed from Jace's chest. Strange symbols floated into the air, ancient runes. From a dead language. Jace looked at Ilari. "What's going on?" Ilari didn't blink. "You weren't supposed to activate it. No one has in hundreds of years. Then why did you let me try it on?" He snapped. "Because it never reacted to anyone before," she whispered. "I thought it was just dead metal." Jace staggered as the armor's boots locked around his ankles and then lifted him 2 inches off the ground. He gasped, his vision blurred. Suddenly, his mind flooded with pictures he didn't understand. Fire raining from the sky, a giant black tower, and a voice whispering something over and over. "The host has returned. The host has returned. Ilari," he shouted. She grabbed his hand. "Don't move, stay calm. You need to focus." "On what?" "On not losing yourself." Jace tried to breathe slowly. The armor began to cool down, but he could feel something in his chest now, like a heartbeat that wasn't his. Something old. Something awake. From deep in the forest, something roared. Not an animal. Not a machine. Something ancient. What was that? He asked. Ilari pulled him behind her. Her hands glowed faintly with defensive energy. "The Watchers," she said. "They know the armor has chosen someone. What do they want? To stop you. Why?" "Because if the armor chose you, it means a war is coming." Jace stared at her. "And you're the only one who can end it." Jace stood still, breathing heavy, while the wind circled around him like a whispering spirit. The glowing armor on his body hummed softly, as if it were alive, watching, thinking. His eyes kept darting back toward Alari, who now had a tight grip on his wrist, her glowing fingers trembling slightly. "You need to move," she said, voice low. "We don't have much time." "What are Watchers?" Jace asked, his voice shaky but trying to stay strong. "They are guardians," she said, "created thousands of cycles ago. Their only task is to destroy whoever awakens the armor. They think it's too dangerous." "Why?" Jace asked again. "Because it is," she whispered from the forest. A loud crack echoed, like an ancient tree being ripped apart. A second later, a flash of red lightning lit up the sky, and in the distance, 3 tall shadows rose between the glowing trees. They didn't walk. They floated. The Watchers had awoken. Their faces were blank and pale, carved from crystal and bone, with no mouths, no eyes. Only a glowing orb sat in the center of each head. Their arms were long, dragging through the leaves, like blades. They made no sound, but wherever they passed, the trees bent away, and the grass died. "They're coming," Alari said. "We have to reach the spine tower." "What's that?" Jace asked. "A sanctuary. And the only place you might learn how to control that thing you're wearing." Jace didn't argue. He just ran. Alari led the way, sprinting through narrow paths between glowing rocks and sharp crystal growths. She moved fast, like she had been running this trail her whole life. Jace tried to keep up, but the armor on his body grew heavier with every step. His heart pounded. Sweat dripped down his neck. Behind them, the Watchers didn't run. They floated forward slowly, but the space between them was vanishing. "I'm slowing down," Jace gasped. "I can't. This armor." "Don't stop," Alari snapped. "You stop, you die." His legs burned. His lungs screamed. But he kept going. They burst out of the narrow path and arrived at a giant flat rock that overlooked a canyon of green fog and floating stone platforms. Across the canyon stood a tall tower, half broken, half alive, wrapped in glowing vines. Strange. Birds flew around it, their wings leaving trails of light in the air. "That's the spine tower," Ilari said. "How do we get there?" Jace asked. She pointed at the stone platforms. "We jump." Jace's mouth dropped open. "You're kidding. You're wearing War Priestess armor. It'll carry you. What if it doesn't? Then you fall and disappear in the fog forever." "Great," Jace muttered. Alari leapt first, graceful, confident, and landed on the first floating rock. Jace looked down at the canyon again. The fog moved like water, hiding whatever lay below. He backed up, took a deep breath, and jumped. 4. A second, he thought he was going to fall straight down, but then the armor pulsed. A small blast of blue energy pushed from the soles of his feet, slowing his fall. He landed hard, but safely. "See?" Ilari called. "It listens to you." "I didn't do anything," he said. "Your thoughts are enough." They jumped from one platform to another, the tower getting closer, but the Watchers weren't far. They had reached the canyon edge and without hesitation, floated into the air. The fog didn't stop them. The wind didn't slow them. "They're following," Jace shouted. "Don't look back, keep going." As they reached the final jump to the tower's broken stairs, the Watchers raised their arms. A bolt of red energy shot past Jace's head and struck one of the floating stones behind him, breaking it into pieces. "They're attacking. We're almost there." Jace pushed forward, jumped, and landed on the crumbling stairway. Ilari grabbed his arm and pulled him through the broken door into the dark heart of the tower. Inside, everything changed. The light was soft. Floating glyphs moved slowly in the air. The walls were covered in symbols that shifted like water. And in the center, a large black stone pulsed like a beating heart. Jace stepped toward it, feeling his armor react. The chest piece glowed brighter. A line of blue light connected his chest to the stone. "What is this?" he asked. El-Ari looked at him, breathless. "This is the Heartstone. It belongs to the armor, and only the chosen can touch it." "What happens if I do?" "I don't know," she said. "No one has done it in over 10,000 cycles." Jace looked down at his shaking hands, then at the watchers outside. Drawing closer, he stepped forward. He reached out. His fingers brushed the stone. And suddenly, everything went white. Everything went white. Jace couldn't feel his body. No wind. No sound. No pain. Just light. Soft, endless light. And then slowly it began to fade. He stood in a place that didn't feel like the tower or any world he knew. He was floating in a glowing sky, surrounded by giant circles of light, like ancient symbols spinning slowly around him. He could see stars, but they moved in reverse, flowing back in time. A voice echoed around him, deep, cold, not angry but tired. "You are not one of us." Jace looked around. "Who are you?" "You wear her armor." "El-Ari's grandmother? The first war priestess. The last light of our bloodline. She died sealing the god of shadows below this world. And now, you human, you have awakened." "Her armor, it was a mistake," Jace said. "I didn't mean to. Nothing in this world is by mistake." Images flashed around him, visions of a tall alien woman standing before a burning sky, raising a glowing spear and slamming it into the ground. Waves of black smoke rose like monsters. Then the woman fell, and the armor, glowing blue, vanished into a stone tomb. She sealed something away?" Jace asked. "Yes, something that cannot die. Something now waking again." A final vision appeared. A great beast with no face, only twisting shadows and burning red eyes, tearing through cities. Millions ran, the stars fell. And above them, the watchers stood frozen, refusing to fight. "Why won't they stop it?" Jace shouted. "Because they were made to obey. They fear the armor. They fear freedom, but you are not bound by our laws. You are wild, unpredictable, and that is why the armor chose you." The voice grew quiet. "But know this, if you walk this path, you will not return the same." "Do I have a choice?" Jace asked. "You always do." Then, without warning, light exploded, and Jace dropped to his knees back inside the tower, gasping for air. El-Ari was kneeling beside him, face pale, eyes wide. "You touched the Heartstone," she whispered. Jace looked at her. "I saw her, the first priestess. She sealed a god." El-Ari nodded slowly. "They told stories, but no one believed them. Not anymore. It's real," Jace said. "And it's waking." El-Ari helped him stand. Outside the tower, the watchers floated silently, as if unsure what to do. They stopped. Jace said, "Because now they know," El-Ari replied. "The armor accepted you. You're no longer a threat. You're a signal." "A signal for what?" "War." She said, "They won't fight it, but others might, and now they'll come." Jace walked to the edge of the broken balcony, staring at the endless jungle below. The sky was darker now, thicker, heavier, like something was pressing against it. He clenched his fists. "I'm not a warrior," he said. "Neither was she," El-Ari said softly. He looked at her, "But she fought anyway." El-Ari added. Suddenly, the sky flashed. Not lightning. A tear ripped across the clouds like a blade had sliced through the air. From the crack, black mist began to spill. El-Ari gasped. "It's starting," she said. "The Shadow King is pushing through. Can we stop it?" Jace asked. "Not alone." Behind them, the tower shook. A loud hum came from deep below. They rushed to the center chamber where the Heartstone sat. Beneath it, the floor opened, revealing a stairway glowing with blue light. "This wasn't here before," El-Ari said. The armor opened it. Jace said. They looked at each other, then descended. The stairway led them deep underground into a chamber with walls of crystal and roots. At the center stood a glowing ring of symbols. Inside the ring was a platform shaped like a star. Ilari's eyes widened. "The old chamber," she said. "I thought it was just a story. What is it?" "This is where the armor was made." As Jace stepped onto the platform, his armor responded, glowing bright, forming new lines across his chest and arms. A piece of the armor, the helmet, rose from the platform and floated before him. It looked like it had been waiting for this moment. Jace reached out, and the helmet snapped into place. Suddenly, he could see more. Energy, life, time. And something far away. Watching him. "Someone sees me," he whispered. "Who?" Ilari asked. "The god of shadows." Jace stood on the glowing platform, the helmet now locked to his face. At first, everything was dark. No light, no sound, no feeling. Then came the voice. "You are mine now." But it wasn't evil. It was calm. Old. Sad. The voice echoed from deep within the armor, speaking a language Jace didn't know, but somehow he understood every word. "You were the soul of the first war priestess. You carry her memories, her pain, her fire. Her fight is now yours." Jace opened his eyes. He could see everything. Not just shapes, but energy. The way the earth pulsed under their feet. The heartbeat of the tower. The slow movement of time itself. He turned to Ilari. She looked different too, her aura glowing silver, flickering with hidden fear and something else. Something buried deep. "Jace?" she asked, stepping back. "Can you hear me?" "Yes," he said. His voice was deeper now. Not louder, but stronger. "Are you still you?" she asked. He took a breath. "I don't know." The armor began to shift. New symbols carved themselves across his forearms. His mind filled with memories that weren't his visions of alien cities burning, of dark creatures rising from cracks in the ground, of a voice screaming in the storm. "Find the gate," the voice in the armor said, "before he opens it." "Who is he?" Jace whispered. Ilari heard it too. "The god of shadows." His real name was erased. Too dangerous to speak. "But we have time," Jace said. She shook her head. "No. If you can hear the armor now, he can hear you. He knows where we are." As if to answer her words, the tower above rumbled. Dust fell from the crystal ceiling. They ran up the stairway, back into the main hall. The watchers were gone. In their place stood something else, something taller, darker. A shadow in the shape of a man, with burning red eyes and long crackling fingers like spider legs. It did not speak. It watched. Ilari gasped. He sent a piece of himself. A shadow echo. "Can we fight it?" Jace asked. "Not with weapons," she said, "but maybe with the truth." She stepped forward, her hands glowing. "I am Ilari, daughter of Sarani, bloodline of the war priestess. You do not belong here." The shadow echo didn't move, but Jace felt it inside his mind, pressing, whispering, trying to pull him down. "You are not ready," the voice inside the armor said. "But I can help if you let me." Jace clenched his fists. The armor pulsed. The platform beneath him cracked. Blue light exploded from his back like wings. He flew forward, faster than he ever moved before, and struck the shadow. Echo with his glowing fist. It screamed, not like a voice, more like a storm being torn in half. The shadow fell apart into black smoke and vanished. Ilari ran to Jace, her eyes wide. "You fought with energy," she said, "like the old ones." "I didn't control it," Jace said. "The armor did." She looked at him closely. "No, it listened to you. That's never happened before." From the tower walls, the old runes lit up one by one, forming a circle around them. A map appeared in the air. 6 points. A glowing gate in the center. Ilari gasped. "It's showing us where to go." "What are those points?" Jace asked. They're old temples, she said. They hold the seals that keep the shadow god locked. And the gate in the center? If he breaks the seals, Ilari said, he opens the gate. Jace reached out and touched the glowing map. The point closest to them blinked. This is where we start, he said. The Temple of Thorns, Ilari whispered. No one's been there in generations. It's cursed. What kind of curse? The kind that doesn't let anyone leave. He looked at her. We're going anyway. Jace said. They left the tower by the sky path, a narrow glowing trail that only appears to those who wear the priestess armor. Beneath them, the jungle moved like a living sea. Strange birds flew past. Ghostly shapes watched from the trees. Elari walked beside Jace in silence. Finally, she spoke. You should know something. What? My grandmother wasn't just a priestess, she said. She betrayed the council, helped seal the shadow god without their permission. Why? Because they wanted to use his power. She said some things must never be touched. Do you believe her? Ilari looked at him. I believe she died alone, and the galaxy forgot her name. And now it remembers again. They walked on, toward the temple. Neither of them noticed the soft crack in the sky growing wider behind them. Jace and Ilari stood at the edge of the dead valley. In front of them rose the Temple of Thorns. It was not made of stone. It was made of bones. Twisted white vines wrapped around tall, sharp pillars. The entrance was a broken jaw, its teeth made from black crystal. The air was dry and full of whispers like voices from under the ground. You sure this is the place? Jace asked quietly. Ilari nodded. The first seal is inside. How do we know it's still working? We don't, she said. A CE took a step forward, and the ground trembled. The armor on his body pulsed once like it knew danger was near. I don't like this, he said. That's the point, Ilari replied. The temple is designed to test your mind, not just your strength. The thorn curse feeds on fear, doubt, regret. Great, Jace muttered. As they entered, the light behind them vanished. Total darkness. Jace raised his hand, and the armor responded, glowing softly with blue light. Strange symbols moved across the walls. Every step they took echoed like thunder. Ilari stayed close. Don't lose focus. The curse uses memories against you. What kind of memories? He asked. She didn't answer. And then they were separated. 1 second she was beside him, the next, gone. Ilari? Jace shouted. Where are you? No reply. The darkness closed in. Then Jace heard something. Not from the outside, but from inside his own head. His mother's voice. Soft, warm. You left me behind, Jace. No, he whispered. You're not real. The voice grew louder. You could have saved me. Why didn't you save me? Jace clutched his head. The armor pulsed, fighting the voice. The ground shook under his feet. Stop it, he said. You're not her. Then he saw her, his real mother, standing in front of him, her face full of tears. You always run, she said. You always leave. Jace closed his eyes. This is the curse, he said out loud. This is not real. He pressed his hand to the glowing chest plate. Help me, he whispered. The armor responded with a low hum, and the image vanished. Light returned. He was alone, standing at the center of the temple. Ahead, a glowing door made from vines and gold stood closed, pulsing like a heart. He stepped forward. But then he heard a scream. Ilari. Without thinking, he ran. He passed dead statues, broken bones, paintings on the wall showing the war priestess standing against a giant beast. He reached a small chamber and found Ilari. On her knees, she was surrounded by black vines crawling up her body. Don't come close, she warned. It's in my mind. Jace knelt beside her. You have to fight it. I can't, she whispered. It's showing me things, my mother, my past, the truth. What truth? Ilari looked at him with teary eyes. My bloodline didn't only seal the god, she said. We created him. We gave him form. My ancestor, she opened the gate first. She wanted to control him. When it failed, she sealed him. Jace stared at her. That's why the armor chose you, she said. Not me, because my blood carries the original sin. No, Jace said. You carry her courage, not her mistake. He reached out and touched her forehead. His armor pulsed again. And this time blue light wrapped around Alari, cutting through the black vines. They hissed, screamed, and then turned to dust. She fell into his arms, shaking. You saved me, she whispered. We save each other, he said. Together. They walked to the sealed door. It opened slowly, revealing a small round room with a single floating crystal at its center. The seal. The first one. It pulsed slowly, surrounded by symbols of light. Jace stepped inside. The armor glowed, and the voice returned. Place your hand on the seal. But know this, each time you unlock one, you become more of me and less of you. He turned to Alari. She nodded. We can't stop now. Jace placed his hand on the crystal. A flash of light. A scream of metal. A wave of cold wind. The seal turned black, then shattered into pieces that floated into Jace's armor. He fell to one knee. Are you okay? Alari asked. He looked up. His eyes were no longer just human. They glowed like stars. I see the gate, he whispered. Where is it? Above the dead sky, guarded by those who forgot what hope means. As they left the temple, the valley behind them began to collapse. Something had awakened, and far away, in a sky no one could see yet, the shadow. God opened one of his own eyes. The skies above the world were no longer silent. Dark clouds twisted like claws, and a red glow burned through the cracks in the air. It was not thunder, it was not fire. It was him, the shadow god, stirring as the first seal shattered and fed his prison with power. Jace and Alari stood on the ridge of an ancient mountain. Below them, a sea of black mist rolled across dead forests and broken towers. Above them, far beyond reach, hovered the gate of final memory, a glowing structure hanging in the sky like a scar. It pulsed with 6 points of light, 5 still holding. One had gone dark. We're running out of time, Alari said. Jace's armor glowed with lines of gold and blue. It no longer looked like simple metal, it looked alive, like it had remembered its purpose, like it had bonded with something deeper inside him. How do we get up there? Jace asked, pointing at the gate. Alari raised her arm. A glowing disc unfolded from her wrist. It spun, scanned the air, and opened a rift. Skybridge, she said. Last one left in the galaxy. It'll take us there, but only if your armor allows it. And if it doesn't, we fall into the storm. Jace took a deep breath. Let's go. They stepped into the rift, and the world around them vanished. They flew through a tunnel of light, faster than thought, faster than stars. Jace could feel his heartbeat sinking with the armor. It no longer whispered, it spoke with him, clear, calm, and ready. If the sixth seal breaks, the voice said, the shadow god will return in full form. No wall, no prison. He will become memory itself. What does that mean? Jace asked. He will rewrite history, erase light, make the universe forget hope. They landed with a shock. The gate of final memory rose before them, massive, ancient, made of stone, time, and language. The 5 remaining seals floated in place, spinning, flickering. In the center stood a figure tall, wrapped in shadow, wearing a half mask of bone. Who is that? Jace asked. Alari froze. My mother. She whispered. What? The woman turned. She looked like Alari, but older, colder. Her eyes glowed red. You should not have come. Daughter, she said. You were dead, Alari whispered. No, her mother replied. I became something more. The shadow god offered me what the council never did. Truth. Jace stepped forward. You're the one who broke the first seal." "Yes," she said, "and soon I'll break the rest. The galaxy needs a reset. This age is rotten." "You would destroy all life," Jay said. "No," she said calmly. "I would remake it, clean, without pain, without war, without memory." "Memory is what makes us alive," Jay said. She raised her hand. Shadows burst from her fingers. JAC. He blocked it with a shield of light. The battle began. Energy clashed against shadow. Memories against silence. Ellery screamed and ran toward her mother, trying to stop her, but vines of black wrapped around her legs, pulling her down. JAC. He fought harder than ever before. His armor shifted. Wings of pure thought stretched from his back. He flew, struck, burned, roared, but every hit was met with darkness. Every light was swallowed, until he remembered something. His own fear, his mother's voice in the temple, "You always leave." And he shouted back, "Not anymore." He threw off the armor's control, not rejecting it, but embracing it. His own will mixed with the priestess's legacy. His own voice shouted over the storm, "I choose who I am." Light exploded from his chest. A pulse, so strong it cracked the floor of the gate. His hand struck the center seal, and it stopped spinning. The shadow god screamed, not in words, but in memory. Everything shook. Ellery single quotes. S mother dropped to her knees, gasping. The black mist vanished. The gate pulsed once more, and then went still. 5 seals remained. One broken dot, but the gate closed. The god did not rise. JAC. He stood in the silence, his body weak, his eyes glowing softly. Ellery ran to him. "You did it," she whispered. He shook his head. "We did." The armor slowly unlocked itself. The helmet faded, was human again, but something stayed in his eyes. A knowing, a spark. "What happens now?" he asked. Ellery looked up at the sky. "The galaxy will feel him still. His voice will return. But now they'll know someone stopped him." They stood side by side, watching the stars return to the sky. Above them, the gate remained closed. Below them, stories would begin again, and far away, in some quiet place in the universe, a child would look up at the night and dream of a hero who wore ancient armor and chose to fight not with power, but with memory.